Hello everyone, and welcome to something that many of you have been waiting for. It is my custom figure showcase of my audio series Sonic Screwdriver. Now before I take you through the design, I want to take you over a bit of background as to why you've not seen this before. Basically, the basic bottom line is that I didn't want people to copy it, which sounds odd, I know, but let me explain. When Doctor Who came back in 2005 and I started to get into it again, I used to carry around with me a 10th Doctor or 9th and 10th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver and then upgraded to the 11th Doctors. However, I sort of realised that I wanted something that was a bit more unique to me. I wanted my own design, so I bought the Transtemporal Sonic set and the Build Your Own Sonic sets, from which I made my own one. And once I'd actually met my partner of now, I built her one as well, and it was kind of like a his and hers set, which I really loved, and it still has great sentimental value to me. And I didn't want to show it off because I didn't want people to copy it, because I felt if they copied it, then it was kind of just like they didn't understand the sentimentality behind it. It's a very odd thing to have to describe, but basically by copying it, it felt like it was a bit of a they don't, nobody cares the thought I've put into this, So that's the reason I didn't show it off to begin with. But then when I looked at what other people had done and the kind of, looking up build your own Sonic designs, it was kind of inevitable that with a limited number of parts, people were going to come up with the same design. And what I originally had is basically what you see here, but obviously this has been repainted, is I had the emitter from the Transtemporal Sonic set, an upper piece and hand section, grip section, from the Build Your Own Sonic set, and then I also had an end piece from the Build Your Own Sonic set. This part is relatively unchanged. This originally was silver, this was white, and the original end piece was kind of a coppery, bronzy, with silver elements. However, again, I looked at it and I thought, I wanted it to be more unique. It was, it was inevitable that people could have copied the design, but I wanted my design to be more unique, so I repainted it. Again, basically what you see here, the emitter is relatively unchanged. I repainted this black, repainted this silver, added a bit of a blue stripe, and the original end piece again was painted black. But again, I looked at it and I just thought that it's not difficult for it again to be copied. So I upgraded it further to as you see now, and what changes I've basically done is I've added on these side segments here, and I've also changed the end piece. Now, to give you a breakdown of exactly what is what on this, the gold pieces here are actually from a spare 11th Doctor Sonic. These are the bronze arm pieces that go in between the silver arm pieces on the extending piece. All I've done is cut those off, paint them gold, and then underneath them is actually these little window pieces, and all I've done is filled those with Milliput and then glued these over the top. And again, I just wanted the design to have something that was a little bit different to anything else, and I think that's actually worked really well. The next thing you may notice is this Rassilon seal piece. This is actually from a Rassilon's staff. Originally I did have it on the button, but it didn't prove very effective, because it used to mean that the button couldn't be pushed all the way down, and then it used to come off a lot. So I've added it here as either just a simple display piece or a secondary button. I might write that into the script, I'm not sure yet. Obviously, standard end piece, and then this end piece here, some of you might recognise because of the shape and also because the paint is coming off it slightly, is the end of the War Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. And the way that I've done this is obviously this whole piece breaks down into segments with interlocking pieces. So what I did here is I took the original end piece, took out the interlocking piece, carved it, shaved it down, and then basically glued the new end piece of the War Doctor Sonic Screwdriver with a sort of segment in the middle to keep it part of it, to keep it all together, and I've got to try and line these up. And then basically once it was added in, it just meant that it was in there and it was locked in, and it just means that it wouldn't easily come out. And I think it was a great way to just sort of add an extra piece on that you wouldn't see in the normal set. You know, I could add my own pieces to it in the same way that, you know, by modifying this, it's something again that's a little bit different. Now, obviously, those of you will have noticed there is a core inside this. This core is actually the Build Your Own Sonic core. And what I've done for this is, normally there's a bright white light in there, but what I've done is added, I don't know how easily you can see this on camera, a blue bulb in there, so that when it is all again back together, rather than the standard white glow that you get in there, I've got a much brighter blue glow, or a darker, it looks bright on camera, but in the hand it is actually much darker blue glow. But again, it means that it still works, you know, all the little panels and bits light up, and you know, I'm really pleased with it. I mean, the thing is, on my current audio series covers, I think in fact the only one this has appeared on is the cover of the Humbug, in which it's slightly obscured in my hand, but that is the old unpainted version that was still sort of white and silver. But I decided that when I do my Dark Dimensions mini-series, it is something that would also have become darker. So whilst the old design is still being used by my current Doctor, this design will be coming in later, after Series 3 in Dark Dimensions, when the sort of whole thing is going to take a slightly sort of darker tint to it, the entire series, which should be good. But I felt like this fitted in really well. And again, I just wanted something that was unique to me and unique to my Doctor as a sonic screwdriver, and I think it works very well. Now, obviously, I know it's something that some people may ask about, if they haven't seen the video already, is my previous Doctor's sonic screwdriver, which is, of course, this design here. If you want a bit more info on this, then please check out my custom sonic screwdriver challenge videos. You can find the playlist for the challenges under my videos. This design was actually made for me, or designed for me, by Jess Edwards, and then I turned it into a custom sonic screwdriver. It's a great design, but again, I won't talk about that much now because this video is about this Sonic, but please go and check out that video. Her design is absolutely brilliant, and she did a superb job of coming up with it. But that is my audio series custom sonic screwdriver finally for you all. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. A like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.